feel like the first few years of me trying to start my art business was just me making one costly mistake after another. It was kind of a disaster. So today in this video, I want to share those mistakes with you, as well as some mistakes I see other artists making so that hopefully you can, I don't know, not make them. And I also want to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. The first mistake that I want to talk about is focusing on the wrong things. So here's the thing, your art skills, those are the foundation, the bedrock of your business, of your art business. If those aren't up to snuff, if you're not actively working on those, if you're not trying to constantly improve or at least figure out who you are as an artist and stay true to that vision, it doesn't matter how good your sales strategy is, you're not gonna feel fulfilled and you might not be successful. Your art skills really are so incredibly important. And if you are truly just starting out, I would recommend that you improve your art skills first. Focus on that and think about the business stuff later. Focusing on the wrong things is also really true when it comes to thinking too much about the technical stuff, the specifics. Things like LLCs, S corps, sales tax, etc. People obsess over this constantly of do I need a license? All of this stuff. I would recommend just calling someone. Your local Department of Commerce probably has a hotline for small businesses, or your city government, whatever. They're going to have the most up-to-date information for you, more than I will in a YouTube comment section or that Google will. It's worth it to check on your local government's website or just call someone. There are people that are just paid to answer questions, your questions maybe even, and it's worth it to just call them and figure all that stuff out. But probably you don't and shouldn't be thinking about LLCs and S corps right away. When you are truly just starting out, probably you don't even need to be thinking about this stuff. If you're making 0 sales, don't even worry about this. This isn't even on the horizon for you right now. Right now, focus on your art skills and gaining some kind of an audience if that's what you want, and crafting a good sales strategy. When you start making your first couple sales, then think about collecting sales tax and all of that stuff, okay? I know it's nerve-wracking, I know it is, but you should not let your anxiety over this prevent you from starting at all, okay? That genuinely, that would be the real tragedy here. The second mistake that I see artists making all the time is not having a plan. There's focusing on the wrong things, and then there's not focusing on the right things. If you're writing down step 1, make art, step 2, profit, you gotta know that's not gonna work. You gotta know that you need some more guidance than that, right? Hopefully, yeah? Okay. Earlier this week, I posted a video all about how instrumental planning has been for me, and I genuinely think that planning is so important. Not only does it help you figure out what you want out of your business and your life, but it really does help pave the way for what you should do next and help you figure out the actionable next steps for achieving that dream, even if it does feel impossible right now, and it's probably been the single most important thing that I've done to take my art full time. I'll include that link in the description if you want to watch that video. I would recommend it personally, but you're gonna need some kind of plan. I genuinely think that you don't have to plan out everything, okay? And probably that's not even useful. Plans change, they evolve, your own goals, your dream will evolve, that will change, and your plan should be right for you. And that's why you have to make it. No one else can make that for you. You need to figure out what your dream is, and then look at interviews, figure out career paths, all of that stuff, figure out what other people have done to get where you want to be, and then reverse engineer your way there. But you should have some kind of direction. If you wanted to get into art galleries, right, you're going to need to focus first on building a cohesive body of work, and then you're probably going to want to think about artist statements, and then maybe the best way to craft an art gallery application, what successful art gallery applications look like, maybe watch some interviews by artists who have their work in galleries, or ask them some questions via email or Instagram DM if you know people personally, or follow them online, and then just work at it. Just get there. Start thinking about what art galleries you want to apply to, how that process works, how to optimize your application, and do that. And the same thing is true for every other kind of art career, whether you want to be a children's book illustrator or a social media content creator artist with an independent shop, like me, or if you want to be an animator or a concept artist, etc. All of those careers, all of those paths have little things that people do to get there, and you should be thinking about what those things are and how you can do them. If you are going into it with no plan, if you are directionless, you're going to be frustrated and burnt out and sad, and I don't want that for you. I want you to feel like you know what to do next, that you are in control, that you feel at least like you are making productive steps forward rather than wandering around directionless, aimlessly, just lost. That would suck. That would really suck. Please don't make that mistake. Please dive into it, do some research, and come up with a plan. It doesn't have to be, again, a really, insane plan, but you should be planning out something. The third mistake that I see artists making all the time is investing too much too soon. Please, 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 do not invest money that you cannot afford to invest. Do not put yourself into a really risky financial situation by investing too much in equipment and inventory, etc. This is especially true if you are launching an online shop. Online shops cost money, especially if you want to just ship everything out yourself. If you want to hold all of your own inventory, if you don't want to do print on demand, then you need to get the shipping and packing supplies, the label printer, if that's what you want. You need to get all the inventory, and that can really add up and that can cost a lot of money. And if you haven't proven to yourself and to the world that you can sell things, you might invest hundreds to thousands of dollars in inventory and equipment and sell none of it, and you've lost all of that money now. I, a couple of times, intended to launch an online shop. This is before I am where I am now. And I just purchased a bunch of stuff, a bunch of stickers and prints, etc., that I never ended up using, that I never ended up selling because I never even launched my online shop. I never even just hit publish on that website. And it's just sitting around. I still have it because I can't bring myself to get rid of it. And so now I have to give it to friends and family as Christmas gifts and stuff. And that sucks. That sucks to have spent money on things that just don't sell. And now the work doesn't reflect the stuff that I do now. So I feel like I can't sell it anyway. And it's a whole mess. If you genuinely do want to hold all of your own inventory and sell stuff out of your place and package all your own orders, etc., just do it smart, okay? Don't invest too much money. Try to make do with what you have. If you want to order your own inventory, consider doing limited runs or even offering pre-orders. That way you can order a small amount of exactly what you need and nothing more than that. Before we get into my last two tips, I do want to thank the sponsor for this week's video, Squarespace. I made over $18,000 last year just from digital products, and Squarespace is the reason that happened. Squarespace has been crucial to the growth of my business, and I want you to understand exactly how it can help you. Squarespace makes it easy to sell physical or digital products, display your work, grow your audience, and so much more. Their fluid engine allows you to design your website exactly how you would like. And with their new courses feature, you can host and sell online courses on your own website, which is a really cool addition. Every year, Squarespace adds brand new high-value features to their service. So if you're looking for the perfect tool to propel your business to new heights, click the link in the description or go to squarespace.com/Kelsey Rodriguez and use code Kelsey Rodriguez at checkout to get 10% off your first order of a website or domain. All right, the fourth mistake that I see artists making all of the time is expecting results right away. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know my YouTube story, but my first year on YouTube, I think I gained somewhere around 500-ish subscribers. And the second year, I think I gained maybe a couple thousand. The third year, that's when things took off. Genuinely, that's when things really took off. If I had quit in that first or second year, my life never would have changed. I never would have been able to build this business. I wouldn't be where I am right now. And that's, I think, a really good example of the importance of having patience. If I had expected results right away, I would have burnt myself out. I would have been really disappointed and depressed. I would have quit. It takes years, genuinely, it really does take years to establish a business from the ground up into a financially stable and successful place. You need to be prepared to wait a long time. Genuinely, you should probably anticipate maybe, 2 to 4 years to establish a good business, it's gonna take that long. Maybe even longer for some people. It could maybe take you even less than that. You could break records. You could do this in 6 months. I have no idea. But you shouldn't expect it to happen right away. Even if it turns out that it does, I think it is a good mindset to expect to be in this for the long haul and to have a long-term mindset and a long-term strategy. You can speed things up a little bit. There are a few things that you can do to make this go a little bit faster, like keeping an eye out for your own weaknesses, trying to be mindful of those. Sorry, I think the house next door is doing construction work, but expecting results right away, or even worse, needing results right away, is going to put a lot of pressure on you to perform, and most people, in my experience, crumble under that pressure and don't thrive under that pressure. So have accurate, or at least realistic, expectations for yourself and your results, and go from there. Don't put too much pressure on yourself right away. It's a horrible thing to do to yourself. And the last mistake that I see artists making all the time is not actually starting their business. Yeah. So, okay, I know that some of you that are watching this video are kind of procrastinating on starting your business, right? You feel like you need to consume all of the videos on this topic in order to feel quote unquote ready, right? Here's the thing, you're never gonna be ready, okay? You're never gonna feel ready. That pit of nervousness and anxiety and fear inside of you, that's not gonna go away until you start. Until you start. But you have to start to get rid of those feelings. And even like when you do start, you're gonna have those feelings. I have anxiety. I have anxiety right now. I have anxiety all the time. I am such a deeply anxious person. That's why I plan literally everything. It's just a coping mechanism for my anxiety. I should probably go to therapy about that. But honestly, your life is never going to change unless you truly do get started. Until you start posting on social media, until you start putting out those job applications, until you start sending out those art gallery applications, your life is never going to get to be where you want it to be. Your business will never take off until you do the scary parts. You're gonna have to do the scary parts. You need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that feeling, that's gonna be your best friend for the first couple months or even years when you get this started. But it's worth it, genuinely. Even if you end up not being able to take this full time, I think it's a really valuable experience for yourself, and I think that you would regret this for the rest of your life if you didn't give it a shot, if you didn't try. Please don't end up regretting not starting. It's not too late. You can start right now. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your situation is. It is not too late to start. You can start taking steps to make your passion a side hustle or your full-time job. If you are truly procrastinating, please close YouTube, stop watching this video, and go work on your business. If you're not procrastinating, if that did not apply to you at all, and you're like, wow, this is so irrelevant, please watch one of my other videos if that's the thing that you're into, and I hope to see you there.